have to try to reach out to them in a lot of different ways to talk to them because they can't come to the VR office.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're all here today for our Recreation Advisory Commission meeting at 12 noon. How's everybody doing?
Hi.
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So do I have Sandra on the line? Is Sandra on the line?
I don't see anybody named Sandra.
Okay. All right, well, maybe she'll join in here in the next minute or so, but with Sandra not being on the line, I'm going to go on and call the meeting to order. Of course, this is Felicia Brown. If you all didn't recognize who I was, I apologize. But with us doing this remote meeting, I'm going to do a roll call. So for those of you that may have muted your microphones, if you can unmute and let me know that you're here as I go down the list and do a roll call. Linda Farmer. Stephanie Brown.
Present.
Kelvin Stallings.
Here.
Danielle Baptiste. Tiani Hennett.
Here.
George Cogdill. Glenda Creech.
Here.
Larry Gerard. Dana Taylor. Maurice Mitchell.
Here.
Sandra Miller. All right. And in case anyone joined in a little late, I'm going to go through and call the names I called just then, if they didn't say here, to see if they've just logged in. Linda Farmer. Danielle Baptiste. George Cogdill. Larry Gerard. Dana Taylor. Okay. In council chambers, we have myself, Felicia Brown, the Director of Parks and Recreation, Russell Stevens, the Interim Assistant Director for Parks and Recreation, and Taj Polak, one of our council members. At this point in time, we do not have a quorum. So- Did I have someone just join in?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. At this point in time, we do not have a quorum, so we cannot conduct official business as far as approving the last meeting minutes and making motions and voting on things. With that said, was there anything that anyone just wanted to discuss in general? But like I said, this is not currently an official meeting. We do not have a quorum, so there will be no minutes taken at this point in time.
I have a question.
Okay?
This is Glenda Creech. I'm curious if you have an update on the bridge for the Reedy Creek, Greenway behind the hospital.
Yes. So I think I've shared with some people before, we of course already have the bridge on hand. We just had to, of course, go through the permitting to put the bridge in place. We have a contractor that is available to build what I call the bridge bench, or the foundation that the bridge would be able to sit on. We have selected a contractor and we're waiting to get all that paperwork in. I was notified actually yesterday that we do have all that paperwork in for the contractor. So we should be hopefully able to start moving dirt there, I would say, in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Can you divulge who the contractor is?
Say that again?
Are you allowed to tell us who the contractor is?
Yes, the contractor is Bill Howell and Sons.
Okay. And then, so when that construction starts, will the greenway be just blocked off, or how will that work?
Well, people will still be able to access the greenway, they just won't be able to access that particular part of the greenway, specifically where you cross the creek. So how you can access the greenway from New Hope Road, from behind the community college, even, of course, from behind the hospital, or from, I call it the Harris Teeter side, that Wayne Memorial, Gloucester Avenue side. People will still be able to access it. They, of course, won't be able to go through that particular area because they'll be doing construction there. Yeah, it's a way they'll be able to get in where they're not coming in from behind the hospital. It's another access point we have.
Okay, sounds great. I have another question, if no one else has a question. I noticed on the budget that there was a line item for sidewalks. Mm-hmm. You know what areas they're looking at putting sidewalks in?
No, for our specific budget, Parks and Recreation is what I'm thinking you're referring to. When you see a line item in there for sidewalks, what that is specifically in our parks, where we're trying to become more ADA accessible and compliant. For instance, if you go by Herman Park right now, you'll see where they've cut in from Park Avenue to the playground, where we're about to pour a sidewalk. It's just for like budget coding for the city of Goldsboro in general. There's no specific coding for accessible pathway for Parks and Recreation. It's considered a sidewalk, it's concrete, even though for us it's an accessible pathway. So when you see sidewalks is where we're trying to do more of those connections from, the parking lot to a playground, or from the road, to a picnic shelter, where we're trying to make it more ADA accessible.
Okay, cool.
Felicia, can you just review what properties are open at this time?
Okay. All of our parks have been open for people to come out and use, as well as most of the amenities in the parks. There's some things that are still closed due to the governor's order. So for instance, our playgrounds, that is closed per the executive order. And we have signs up and caution tape, and we go back and retouch up the caution tape. But the other amenities in our parks, we do have open at this time. Our park hours are 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. And so we have, our ball fields open, where we're putting restrictions in lieu of COVID-19 and trying to make sure people, of course, practice social distancing. We're putting limits on the number of people we want in certain areas. So for instance, for our ball fields, which our ball fields are, kind of big, we're saying, 10 people per field with our ball fields. For our basketball goals, which we have courts in multiple parks, we're asking only 2 people per goal, per basketball goal. And again, that's for, like, if you want to play a game of horse or just shoot around. It's not for you to actually get out there and play one-on-one, because again, practicing social distancing. With our soccer goals, again, we're saying like 4 people per goal. Again, not a one-on-one or pickup game, but just to practice skills and drills. So those are the amenities that we do have open in our parks. Our park bathrooms, there was a concern that we had within our department as far as how can we maintain the cleaning of the restrooms again, with COVID-19 in mind. So our park restrooms have been closed. We are looking to open up our park restrooms this Saturday. We're in the process now of we're printing signs that we're going to be putting on the doors to let the public know that we're going to be cleaning the restrooms once a day and sanitizing the restrooms multiple times throughout the day. But we will not have we don't have the ability at this point in time to have someone on hand, for the duration that the park is open at that bathroom door to go in and sanitize the faucet handles and levers and such after people use the restroom. But we will be sanitizing several times throughout the day. So like I said, the restrooms, we're looking to open them up this Saturday. Our pools, with the executive order, the governor did say that the pools could open with some modification, one of them being, we can't be more than 50% capacity. So our pools, we are looking to open up next week, the week of June 15th. And similar to our previous year's schedule, we'll have, for instance, Mina Will Pool open on Monday and Tuesday, Peacock Pool open on Wednesday and Thursday, and both pools open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But our pools will open up next week, the week of June 15th. And again, because of COVID-19, we're going to be doing things a little differently this year. The pool hours are staying the same, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., but because we do have to do that thorough cleaning and sanitizing, we're going to have different, time frames for people to come in and use the pool. So you're going to be able to come in from 10 to 12, 1 to 3, 4 to 6. That's during the time the pools are open, 10 to 6. And then on Saturdays, both pools I know are open till 8, so like from 6:30 to 8. And then on Sundays, the pools are open from 1 till 6, so it'll be 1 to 3 and 4 to 6, because we have to build in that time for cleaning in between the crowds.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of information. But one of the things I also share, because, we've been passing this along as well to some of our public, is we are looking to offer sports camps this year. Our sports camps will start the week of July 6th. They're going to be half-day camps, and it'll be our full-time staff. They'll be the ones operating the half-day sports camps, and so we'll be doing that also this summer, like I said, starting the week of July 6th. For any type of camp, whether it's daycare, half-day, full-day, overnight, there are certain regulations that came down from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services that we have to go by as well. We don't have to restrict ourselves to a limit of 10, but we do have to try to make sure we have that social distancing in place and other precautionary measures in place if we do, of course, have more than 10. And one of the things that we will be doing when we start camp the week of July 6th is, when parents come to check their kids in that morning, for any of you that have had like a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment, they're going to be asked that question, have you been around someone that was diagnosed with COVID-19? Have you been told to self-isolate yourself because you're suspected of having COVID-19? So like I said, those are things that we're going to be asking our camp participants as well as taking their temperatures. And then Tiani, I think you had a question?
I didn't really have a question, but I did want to ask something about the sports. Like, what kind of sports were going to be,
You broke up there at the end. You said you wanted to know what type of sports we're going to be offering this summer? I think you asked what sports camps we were offering this summer.
Yes, like you said you were going to do the sport, so I wanted to know like what times were you going to
Okay.
do?
So the sports camps we're offering this summer, actually the camps are going to be for ages 7 to 12. And the camps we're offering, we're going to do soccer camp one week. We're going to do baseball, softball camp another week. We're going to do tennis, pickleball, golf. That's I want to say a combination, but that's a three-way camp that we're going to be doing one week. We're going to do a basketball camp, and we're going to be doing a field day camp. So remember, we're going to be starting our camps the week of July 6th, and public school at this point in time, they're set to go back early this year. I believe they start the week of August 17th. So looking at the time span we have, that's where we came up with that list of camps that we're looking to offer, where each week is going to be one of those camps.
I wanted to ask ask a question, just for general information. This is Maurice Mitchell. Now, as far as in the parks, when you have people in the parks and they're hitting golf balls, what is the rule on that?
Okay. If you see people in our parks hitting golf balls, they should not be doing that. We have a golf course for that. So the best thing to do would be to either call our office, our Parks Recreation office, and or call the non-emergency police number. But most time people would just call our office so we can address it, to let them know that they should not, particularly because the times I've come across it in the past, they've been in the outfield of a ball field and they don't realize the damage they're causing and creating by hitting golf balls out there. They just see it as, well, I just want to hit some balls. But they're actually creating some holes out there that could hurt somebody.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I wanted to know how did that work. I have run across that quite a bit. So I was wondering, what is the rule on that? But I appreciate that now. I'll see, what's what.
Okay. Nope. Were there any other questions?
I just wanted to make a statement. I just wanted to commend you all on addressing the ADA modifications in the parks. I was pushing my granddaughter through Herman Park yesterday, and I saw how they had the tapered curbing and the walkway, and made one of my constituents real proud because that's something she's been advocating for, and look forward to moving forward. Also, playground equipment modifications as well. So I just wanted to give y'all a shout out for doing that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I guess if there are no other questions, since we don't have a quorum, we can end unless, like I said, you all have any questions.
As far as on our old agenda that we never got to, which I understand we don't have a quorum, so therefore we can't have a meeting. But just wanted to ask the question about just want to make sure that I was on top of it. Still, we still have not toured the different parks, have we?
That's correct. We were scheduled to try to do that in April, but with everything going on with COVID-19, that was postponed, and we're waiting to see, how things progress before we try to schedule another date. But you're absolutely correct. We have not done that official tour yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something, or I might not have been in attendance. Was talked about or whatever.
Right. All right. Well, then, if there's nothing further, I thank you all for joining in today. It was good hearing from you all. I know I hadn't, quote unquote, seen a couple of you in a while because of COVID, but it was good talking with you today.
Thank you.
Same to you. Same as well.
All right. Well, then you all have a good afternoon, and thanks again.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.